But then today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and that is, we are well known that the DCEU has not have the great success that, we were hoping for, that Warner Bros. Was hoping for, except for Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, Justice League, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad are all the divisive films. Everybody is on the love it or the hate it side. So it came to my head, just a random thought, and that is, if I got a chance to reboot the DCEU, what would I do with it? And, I thought of, okay, you do this. I thought maybe start with Superman again, but then it just slowly came to me, at least for this, first movie. And this first movie, Unsaid by the title, is a Batman movie, and the Batman movie would not have the origin story in it, so everybody's like, oh my lord, thing. So the film starts like a James Bond film, seeing the hero fight the previous villain before the story actually starts, and it is Firefly. Firefly has murdered two rookie officers. He has a warehouse that he is holding a bunch of people hostage over, and the entire GCPD has surrounded the warehouse. And Bullock is there. He's waiting for Gordon. Gordon shows up, and immediately Gordon's like, "What are we doing with?" And immediately after that line, Batman shows up, and as he does, stares the living jeepers out of the two of them, and. Immediately Batman says, Firefly, this is what he does, this is the reason he does it, this is the first time ever, he ever faces, Firefly, but somehow he knows everything about him, and Bullet is pissed, he's not pissed, but he's, fed up, with, you costume freaks, let us do our job for once. You sit in a corner and all that kind of stuff. But Gordon's like, if Batman has a plan or information, let me hear it. And immediately, of course, Batman has a plan because he's Batman. And before we see that plan, there's a scene in a warehouse, and one of the hostages is a kid. He's about, let's say 8, 9, 10, in that range. And he's looking at these burnt bodies, because Firefly has a flamethrower. He's looking at these burnt bodies as what did I saw a couple hours ago? What the hell did I just saw? And Firefly realizes that, and he goes to this kid, and he's really he's saying the most twisted things. He's talking about how flame is the art, and fire is the flame, and how it shapes it, and why he loves fire so much, and why he has burnt his body head to toe, and all that kind of stuff. And it's twisted and sickening, and all that kind of stuff. And he immediately says, "Don't worry, you'll look like you're don't worry, you'll be a piece of art as well." And before he does that, before he tosses the kid, Batman shows up, swoops down, crashes through a warehouse window, and basically does Batman shit. He basically says, it's over, Firefly, or I will stop you. And then, there's a, Firefly shoots the flamethrower, chasing the, Batman's running away from the flames, throws a batarang at it, it blows. Of course, Firefly has a jetpack, zooms up, breaks through the same window Batman goes through. Batman grabs a grappling hook, shoots her, and the hook wraps around Firefly's leg, and zoop, Batman follows as well as follows Firefly's lead. And then you have a scene of Batman trying to pull up, and trying to punch Firefly. Basically, he grabs a bomb and mini bomb and blows the jetpack up, and Firefly lands on a rooftop. And the moment that happens, you see the fear of Firefly's eyes. Like, this is like the fear. I mean the fear of Firefly. And Batman's like, you punk. Like he starts acting very Frank Miller-y. And Batman just has the white eyes. He has those comic book white eyes that you see like in animation and stuff on those lines. And he's like, you punk, you're nothing but a little kid with a flamethrower. Basically talking trash. And then it has a wide shot to like a number of buildings, and you hear screaming. And then you see this woman, this missing woman. You don't know what she is. It's Talia al Ghul, spoiler, just looking at a rooftop, assuming she's looking at Batman for some reason, and then we go to the Batcave. Now, when it comes to the Batcave, this has to be the most comic booky Batcave in my mind ever. All of the iconic icons and trophies that Batman has is in the Batcave. The giant penny, the giant Joker card, the giant T-Rex. You have Jason Todd's Robin outfit on Explain, trying to applying that the death of Jason Todd happened, and the moment Batman drives, or Bruce Wayne at this point drives into the Batcave, Alfred is waiting, holding a tux, a plane that he needs to go to some gathering, some social event, and needs to be being a playboy Bruce Wayne. So immediately Batman grabs the tux and takes off his takes off the bat suit and puts the tux back on, and be Bruce Wayne. And then we jump to Arkham Asylum, and when we see Arkham Asylum, it is basically it. You see a cell being frozen. You see plants over there. You hear laughter, like something laughing in the background, which you just don't know, but you maybe think it's a Joker or something. Like it goes, and something on the side. Sorry about that. But we go to Firefly's cell, and immediately a guard is like, "You have a visitor," and that visitor is Talia. And Firefly basically says, "I did what you asked. I faced the bat. I lose. I'm in Arkham. We had a deal. Did everything got the plan?" And Talia is basically saying yes. In a nutshell. She's saying yes. You did everything well. Everything's fine. Here's your gift, and the gift that Talia gives the Firefly is this little bottle. And the bottle, while she leaves, Firefly opens it and drinks it. And it basically, because Firefly is burnt on the outside of his body, all his skin is burned head to toe. The vial is burning the inside, his organs. And while he's feeling it, the last line he ever says is beautiful, because it's fucking Gotham City, and of course every villain has to be the most twisted, vile thing you can imagine, and it's insane. Then we jump to Wayne Manor. There's a social event that's like, someone's up on a pedestal and saying that it's Mayor Hill. I feel it out. It's Mayor Hill. Mayor Hill basically going up on a stage and saying that Gotham City, you hear there's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of there's no hope anymore. It's talking about, better move to Metropolis or Central City or something along those lines. But there's always that level of light, and that light is Bruce Wayne. And Bruce Wayne walks up, and Bruce Wayne isn't the BNA playboy. He's the, he winks while he walks up on stage, he gives like, a group of women like a little wink, like a wink or a little flatter towards um towards them, but that's like the only thing that applies that he is a being a playboy than just a public figure. And he basically and Bruce's speech is basically about how he wants to make Gotham City he sees Gotham in the future, and the future is that Wayne Enterprises has invented this green energy city. Wayne Enterprises and Bruce Wayne is announcing that Gotham City will be the very first city to be fully non-gas energy, and it's going to be a test. It's going to be the most gas-free energy, earth safety city, not just in America but in the world. And then the moment the speed ends, the Bat-Signal shows up. So we are back in Arkham Asylum, and in Arkham, the opening scene is Batman walking through a corridor of cells, and you see a bunch of villains, and villains like Victor Zsasz and maybe Black Mask and characters on those lines. It's not Joker, it's not Mr. Freeze or anything, but you see them like following their eyes towards Batman, and it's for hatred, just because he's the reason that they're in Arkham. But anyway, Batman goes to Firefly's cell, and they see his body, and they're like, "Oh God," because it's brutal. Firefly's body looks like a burnt corpse. It's just, like there's an officer running out of the bloody cell because he's ready to puke. And Gordon's like, "Thank Christ, Batman, you're here, because of Jesus Christ. I mean, can you please please understand what just happened with this?" And Batman immediately says he got burned on the inside. I don't know how, I don't know what, but I will find out immediately. So we jump into the Batcave once again, and it's Bruce Wayne in the bat suit, basically with no cowl. So it's just him. He's wearing the suit, shoulders down. Anyway, and he's searching into the Batcave. Alfred's giving him a cup of tea, and he's typing things, and finds out it's by a certain liquid that is very hard to find. It is a very, pretty much it was something that the Middle East used back in the 15th century and stuff of those lines. And Alfred says, like, so who could have done this? And then they hear Talia's voice, and they turn around and see Talia go walking towards them, and she basically admits it. Like, I gave him the vial, he drank it, that happened to him, and immediately Batman's pissed. Bruce is pissed, because he's like, there's always another way, you shouldn't have killed him, and Talia's like, why? Why? This guy was about to, he killed 2 cops, he was about to burn a busload of hostages. He was threatening to kill a kid. He deserves to die. And Bruce's response is, there's always another way. And then immediately after he says that, he says, "Who are you?" And then Talia does the spiel of her name is Talia Ghul, daughter of Ra's al Ghul, and you are chosen, Bruce Wayne, as the heir of the demon. But the only thing you need to do is fight him, challenge him. You need to be worthy. He needs to see that you are worthy to take his place. And, you know, logically, Bruce's response is like, fuck no. I do not target murderers. And the moment that happens, Taya says, that green thing, the thing that you demonstrated earlier this night, the League of Assassins, that is where Wei Xiaogu and me are from a place of non-combat, are able to trick it into a nuclear bomb that would destroy basically all of Gotham City, because it's so corrupt with murders and thieves and stuff as those lines. And the moment that happens, Bruce has no choice. He needs to go to non-combat and fight this Wei Xiaogu. Now the thing is, Bruce knows about Wei Xiaogu. Like, he has whispers. He's thinking, you know, Wei was this, like, you know, Egypt, like, he's some myth, you know, some ghost that he thought wasn't real, but turns out he might be real. And before Bruce, you know, leaves Wayne Manor, he says, Cold Bloodhaven, Cold Dick, tell him to cover for me. He'll take care of himself. He'll make Gotham safe. I'll come back when I come back. But if he shows up again, call me a second, and I will fly my ass back. You know, I will have my trip, early. And then we jump to non-combat. The doors open to the chambers of the League of Assassins, right? And while Bruce walks in, Taya's, you know, next to him. He is walking towards Wei Xiaogu. And Wei is sitting in his chair, and he has this fear presence. He has this sense of, like, he has, like, this guy feels like an ancient warrior. Like, and for Bruce's mind, this is the ghost, the myth of Wei Xiaogu basically coming towards him and saying he is real. And when Wei speaks, every time he says he wants to call Batman or Bruce or Mr. Wayne, he doesn't say that. He doesn't want to call any of those. He calls Bruce or Batman detective, which is a very Way's thing, a very comic booky thing. And the first time he says that, you get chills. You get, you know, like, you know, and it's the last line of the scene where, you know, you got the first meeting between these two characters. And Wace is like, I'll see you later on the challenge, detective. And you're like, ugh, good. Yeah. But the weird thing is, you know, Taya and Wace kind of makes him feel home. You know, like, here's your big ass room. You know, here's a wonderful view before you might have to challenge someone. Now, out through this non-combat scene between Wace and Taya, between Wace and Bruce, the first meeting, you see a figure. You know, a figure running around, looks like has a woman. It's a, you know, we don't know who. They're in like a cloak. So that's happening. But anyway, we jump to the challenge. You know, the challenge to basically Bruce needs to be the head of the demon, pretty much. Needs to be the head of the demon, and they said to him, you can bring your warrior clothes, meaning the bat suit. you have Waits picking up a sword. You have Batman picking up a sword, and they just go at it, and they go click click click. Bones get bones get break, blood splatters, everything happens like on those lines, and then Batman wins. Logically, and immediately he says he's done. Talia basically says this challenge doesn't end. This battle doesn't end until one is dead. Now, the problem with it is Bruce, as we all know, Batman has a no-kill rule, and immediately Batman's like, no, I would not kill. I will not kill no matter who the person is. And it's like, oh, that's sadly the case. Oh, that's sad. She picks up Wace's sword because there's swords get dropped. Picks up the sword and stabs her father, and immediately tells the League to put Bruce in a cell. Bruce is in like an old-fashioned, ancient prison cell, and he's basically just waiting. He's just waiting to just hope he comes up with something. But then this mysterious woman shows up. It's the same woman who was there when Waish and Bruce met, and when they fought like an hour ago. And turns out it is Anessa Argul. And Anessa and Bruce sneaks out the chambers of the League of Assassins and walk through a forest. And for a good 10 minutes, the entire movie turns into who the fuck is Anessa? Yes, Anessa is the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, but why? Why did she save Bruce? Why is that? And it's basically the whole thing of Anessa sees the evil that her father is, and Talia doesn't. Talia sees a great man, an honorable man, and all that kind of stuff, and that's why they're going to drag his body to the Laughter's Pit. And Bruce is like, the Laughter's Pit, as in like the Fountain Youth Laughter's Pit. Yeah, it's real. The Laughter's Pit, and they're going to use that to bring him back to life. And they're going to use that, and even if you won and you did kill him, they were going to blow out Gotham no matter what. So immediately, Bruce is on the phone calling Nightwing and saying like, go to Wayne Enterprises. There's a bunch of ninjas trying to blow a Gotham to a crater. And it's like, why? Because how bloody corrupt it is. So while Nightwing's fighting all these all these assassins, we go to this cave, and we pretty much have a declaration. They fail to fight they failed to find the Laughter's Pit before Talia does. They dip Wace into the body, into the Laughter's Pit, and he molds back to a younger version. And the younger version sees Anessa, sees Bruce, and immediately they get swords and they both fight each other. You have, sister versus sister, so you have Talia versus Nessa. You have Bruce in Batman outfit, because in Batman outfit, and find Raish, a younger version, and this younger version is more quicker. He has more, in a way, Batman's getting more of a beating, because getting more slices. They're swords. The swords, both, all of them are using swords. The fight is more on Nessa and Talia, seeing her movesets and fight sets, but still it's still equal to waste and bats, and you know, they win. They exploit the Lacquer's pit. You know, there's a scene where, you know, and Nessa's about to kill Talia, and and Bruce says don't. And Nessa evinces her, and then after everything's done, we are in an airport. And Nessa is saying bye to Bruce, and Bruce is saying goodbye to Nessa. It leads to a scene of them two kissing, the iconic Al Ghul Batman kissing in the moonlight, in the sunset picture thing. And then it ends off where Bruce flying back to Gotham. And then immediately on the plane, he gets a call from Nightwing, from Dick Grayson, and he says, you know, what's up, Dick? What's up, you know, what's up, Nightwing? And he says, Bruce, we might have a problem, in Arkham. And he's like, okay, yeah, with Arkham, whatever. The Joker had to escape, but the thing is, he left his face, and you see the face of the Joker, the skin of his face just on a wall, nailed to a wall, and that's the last image of the movie. And then the post-credit scene happens, and the post-credit scene is Jonathan and Martha Kent driving in Smallville. You know what's happening. 30 years ago, whoo, a spaceship crashes. They go to the spaceship, and then they see little Kal-El. They see Clark Kent. And that's how it ends. So yeah, that's how I would start my DC share universe. If I had it, the what if, you know, what if I did a DC share universe? What it would be like? And if you want to hear any more, if you want to, you know, see what my version of a Superman movie would be like, you know, come below. I'll at least, I have an idea for Justice League. How I would do a Justice League movie, but I don't want to jump ahead. So yeah, comment below if you want to hear more.